Okay, this is Category 4, and this is going to be a chapter review for Shaman King Flower, chapter 16 and 17. I'm not going to do it all as one video kind of thing. I'm going to review chapter 16, make that into a video, review chapter 17, and just put them into one video instead of uploading two separate videos. But I'll put a cut. You'll know the cut-off point. I'll write in the description after so minutes is chapter 17's review, stuff like that, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff to cover. I want to cover what an awesome chapter 17 was. Alright, so get ready. Okay, so it's Category 4, and it's time for a chapter review of Shaman King Flowers, chapter 16. I was meant to do this ages ago, never did it. It was pretty exciting what happened and stuff. So I've got my phone in my hand because I'm going to be looking at it because I read it quite a while ago, and this way I can remember some of the information. Alright, so basically we've got everyone huddled around the table, all the team for Hayo or Zeke to fight in the Flower of Maze tournament kind of thing. And we got the two supporting characters, the ones that Hannah or Hana fought up in the graveyard, and they're saying they explain the rules to everyone, how the team's set up and stuff, saying that the people chosen for this tournament don't have to compete, but they can't choose later on to compete. And there's like a set structure to it and everything. I'm going to put in a picture of what the setup looks like here. So you can all see what it roughly looks like and stuff. And so Hannah can choose to join into the tournament if he wants, but at the moment he doesn't have. He didn't meet Amari, so he doesn't have a proper spirit apart from the Onis, and they're not really meant to be used because they're dangerous. So it's all kicking off, and then we see, after the last chapter, we see who we can guess is probably Len's son, leaving a plane. He's walking on a road to these, on his way to the Asakura house, when he gets stopped by his two people working for one of the gods kind of people, and they stop him at the bridge. And I'm going to have to look at this just to quote, and saying how his mother was the one that kills their father. If I can just check here. His father knocked for a member of Team Niles in the Shaman fight. I don't know if that happened in the anime or just the manga. But basically we get a good idea of what, we get to see what Len properly looks like and stuff. His hairstyle's a bit weird to be honest, but yeah. So basically, obviously Len's the father and the mother is Iron Maiden Jean, I think that is. And from what if I can remember properly from the anime, I don't really see the connection as much, but I didn't see every episode of the anime. Probably if I went to the manga it'd make more sense. Alright, so that's happening. They challenged Len to a fight, or Len's son, and he beats him up equally because he's got both the spirits of Basson and the Iron Maiden kind of spirit. So he's got two major powers, which is pretty cool. Two spirits from each of his parents. So it's getting all kicked off in the next fight. He gets attacked by his mummies. He's using Basson to swipe away all these mummies because they're like, I think, kind of like Egyptian team. So one of them looks like a pyramid. The other's got this weird mask on. And basically, Len just rips them all up with the help of Basson, which I'm going to show you an awesome picture of him here. And so it's all kicking off, and we get to see the little spirit of the maiden spirit, because I don't think we ever saw it in the anime, or I've just never seen it before. Looks pretty cool. So it's all kicked off. It looks bloody. Yeah, and basically we get to see what he looks like. We get to see what the team looks like. Yeah. Sorry, this wasn't much of a review, but a decent amount happened. But I'm just kind of out of it at the moment. But it was a good chapter. We get to see Len's son. We get to know who the mother is. So that's pretty cool. We get to see how strong he is. He's just like Len when he was a kid. Strong, beat people easily. His main rival is most probably going to be Hannah. So it's not going to be... or Hana. So it's not going to be too much trouble. So I'm looking forward to it. And get ready for a review of chapter 17. Probably my favourite chapter to date in the series. Watch out. This is Category 4, time to do a chapter review of Shaman King Flowers, chapter 17. This chapter was amazing, we learned a lot, and it just all kicked off in this one chapter. this chapter made everything, but there was a small confusion, I will admit, about something. But the fight's continuing. Len's son has just kicked the crap out of all these guys that are trying to attack him. He uses giant spirit control. I don't know what that's called in the manga, but you know when Yo gets a massive turns Midamar into a sword, massive sword using the antiquity, stuff like that. He turns the maiden spirit into one giant spirit. Hannah's just walking by in the little bit, trying to think about stuff about Midamaro and stuff. He just sees him there, giant spirit with Len's son on top with the giant spirit and this massive axe as an arm. He sees Hannah. He directs the giant spirit to attack him. He goes for him. Then Gakko shows up in his ogre hunting form, which is pretty cool. I will admit, I enjoyed when I first saw that in the series. He stops it with his his ogre cutting blade. It's all evenly matched, it looks, but then Len's son jumps off the top and strikes him from behind using an oversized with a baston into this pretty cool looking weapon. Slices him up. He doesn't die or anything, but he just cuts off spirit control. He separates Gaku's on in pain. His spirit, so we get to see his spirit now. Ibuki, I think her name was, or I might be wrong. In the spirit ball form, which is pretty interesting because it's the first time we've seen it since Yohane's spirit and Amidamaru, because we haven't seen any spirits like that recently. So it's interesting to see what she looks like. Then we see Hannah go into using the Onis again because he's got no other way to do it. He shouldn't be using it, but he does it anyway. Looks like another kind of miniature form, pretty interesting. But he just he knows he shouldn't use it, but it's his only source, and he will do whatever it takes. He do what it takes to win. Turns into the giant form from what we see from chapters when they're in the mall. When he turns into the giant spirit, he's out of control. And they go back to shoot a bullet to separate him. It all cuts out. He's looking at him, Len's son, ready to attack him. When you see Len's son crying, just saying how this will be the way to save his mother. So either he has to join the team to win to get his wish of helping his mother. We don't know what's happening, or maybe he has to do something. Maybe he has to kill Hannah to receive that as a gift or something. But we will find more information out for the series because I'm really interested in this. And then it cuts off, and you see Zeke or Hayo in front of the tree, looking at Hannah, talking to him like he's normal. Like talking to him casually. Hannah's in a normal state. They look like they're on their own. They're talking. Hannah goes in for a punch. Punching because he knows exactly who he is. Zeke stops him. He goes for a kick, kicks him in the face, and he tells him, "How aren't you interested? How we're talking over here, but none of them can see us." He points over where all the fighting's been going on, but Hannah didn't notice, and sees his body dead on the floor. And Zeke tells him the Onis are there to protect you if you die or to keep you safe. But when you force them, it's even worse. So Hannah's actually basically killed himself by using the Oni so much. And Zeke said he will bring him back after one test. And what do we see? We see, looks like Yo from the original series, like about a 13-year-old with the antiquity and his sword, and looks like Hannah's got to fight his own dad at the same age to come back to life, which is going to be pretty amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this. And we even get, and so this is going to kick off in the next chapter. I'm really excited to see how this works. How is Hannah going to find? Does he get Amidamaro back, or like a substitute or something? Because it's looking really cool. Because one of Hannah's big wishes, if he wins the big fights, is to either bring his dad back to life, because I'm not sure if Yo's actually dead, or to at least fight him in a match to see who's stronger. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So this is Yo when he was 13, when he stopped Zeke and everything. So yeah, it's all kicking off, and at the end of the chapter we get to see Len at I think maybe his 20s, maybe holding his son, saying, "This is my son called Men." bit weird, to be honest. But we don't know what it probably means something else in a different language. But so his son's called Men. I don't know if you pronounce it differently or what. Holding him in his arms, so it's because they're showing it a few years ago. They show a little cutscene to show Len's son when he was younger, like a baby. So yeah, this chapter's been nothing but kicking off. So much excitement. Obviously, Len's son is obviously higher than a little bit stronger than Hannah is at the moment. He's got 2 spirits. He really knows how to use giant spirit control from the look of it. Oh, and another thing, when Men goes to attack Hannah with his giant spirit, with his giant spirit, Johan shows up using his oversoul. But I thought his spirit got taken away when Amida Morrow got kidnapped, so I'm not sure how he did it. Unless he has got his spirit, but we just haven't seen him for a while, so I'm a little confused about that. But basically, he jumps in to save Hannah out of the way of the cutting dough and stuff, and that's why he wants to save them, because otherwise they're going to end up getting killed. So I'm a little confused about that bit, I will admit that. Oh, and we also got to see Men has all these different torture moves, like he made, when he killed the 2 Egyptian guys, he made these chairs with spikes show up, and basically the guys was clipped to it and the spikes went through, or they're about to. Johan gets caught on this wheel that it's basically got needles at the bottom, and when you wheel it, it'll go into the needles. So it looks like he also has a bunch of like torture technique kind of moves that he got from his mother's side. So his son probably might be younger from the look of it, so maybe about 10 or something. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Because I want to know, is Yo actually dead, or is it just like a fake version that Heyo made up, because we don't know if Yo's actually dead yet. So I'm really looking forward to how the next chapter happens. I hope it hurries up. This has been my review of chapter 17. Like chapter 17, and if you watch the last part, chapter 16, like, comment, subscribe. Any questions you got for me, whatever. This is Cat 4 saying thank you and goodbye.